have the naming of the all-district team and the all-tournament team, and also probably the presentation of trophies after the game. So we'll keep it right here, and we'll keep you informed there in Gate City what's going on. Both teams now coming to their benches, and we're going to have the introduction of the starting lineups in one moment.
Now, the Marketing Championship game of the Highlands District Basketball Tournament.
Virginia High will probably be introduced first, as they will be the visitors.
The Blue Devils of Gate City.
And we're smaller from action here as we're waiting to start lineups on both sides. We'll have 32 minutes of action-packed basketball, PJ. There'll be no doubt about that, as both teams, Virginia High will be looking for revenge, and Gate City will be looking to extend their winning streak to 23 games. Gate City already has accomplished a major feat by winning 22 games and losing none. This is the best Gate City High School basketball team in the history of the school record-wise.
The second official we now have his name, Lewis Porter. Excellent official. Okay, Virginia High introduced first. Bearcats are coached by Ballard Lee. And a guard, a 5'10 junior, number 11. That is Scott Jones. At the other guard position, a 6'2 senior, number 21. Johnson probably as highly rated as Morris in some area scout book. At the forward, a senior, 6 foot, number 31, Kenny Smith. At the other forward position, a 6'6 senior, Scott Freeman, number 45. And at the post position is a 6'5 senior, center Jason Mumpower, number 51. Number one and number 2 team in Southwest Virginia. Well, Tennessee Devils now, as the teams say their final words in the huddle. Coach is giving them last-minute instructions. It's going to be a great game.
Virginia High players had to be amazed at the response that the Gate City Blue Devils got. And we're just about set for tip-off here in the championship game of the Highland District Tournament. Both teams coming out. Chris Shelton will get ready to square off against Lorenzo Johnson. These two have squared off 2 times already this year. And we're just about set for tip-off as referee Tyrone Foster puts the ball in the air, controlled by Virginia High.
Okay, it's Scott Jones, number 11, comes up court. He's looking at a 2-3 defense by Gate City. They're going to play a box and 1. Shot by number 45, Freeman. No good. Shelton with the rebound.
Shelton gives off to Alvin Ferguson. Ferguson comes the other way for the Devils. On the right side, pulls up. Outside the three-point line, the shot is short. Rebounded by number 45, Freeman of Virginia High.
Okay, so both teams miss early. As Scott Jones has it once again. Gate City playing a box and one. Playing a 2-2 zone with Hensley shadowing Lorenzo Johnson all over the floor. That is Levin Jones has it stripped away. Johnson picks it up and saves it. Morris nearly strips it from him. He's double teamed. Jones has it. Has it stripped away. Morris comes up with it.
Morris needs some help. Gives to Shelton. Shelton gives back to Morris. Gate City looking good as Morris brings it across the timeline. Guarded by number 21, Johnson. Morris' shot is blocked by Johnson. Run down by Morris. Morris working against Johnson. Dumps in for Pendleton. Pendleton lost control of it. Scramble for the ball picked up by Jones. And a foul has been called on Jason Hensley.
Good foul by the good call by the referee. Hensley just ran inside. Ran into number 11, Jones.
It is so loud in here, PJ, we cannot even hear the whistle sound.
Okay, Hensley's first foul on Gate City also. It'll be Johnson inbounding. Johnson gets it into Jones. Gate City playing back in the 2-2, and Hensley guarding Johnson. Jones with Morris and Ferguson on top. Gets it in the corner to Freeman. Freeman in the Mumpower. Back to Freeman. Shot from 17 is no good. Hensley with the rebound.
Hensley coming the other way for Gate City. Has Ferguson on his right. Passes Ferguson. Ferguson drives. Shoots. Good! And a charging foul called on Ferguson. Will a buggy count? No buggy.
Oh, my. Here, Gate City fans upset with that. Don't count the basket, and Ferguson has picked up a foul also. 2 fouls in Gate City. Okay, Virginia High inbounding. Johnson gets it into Jones. No score. 6:36 left in the first quarter. It's been a tight game and looks for it to go down to the wire. Again, Jones comes up. Ferguson gets it over to Freeman in the left corner. Inside to Smith. Knocked away. Pendleton tried to save it. He was out. It will be V-High ball on the baseline near their goal. Referee cleans something off the floor, and Johnson comes in to inbound.
Gate City's going to let every one of the Bearcats shoot except Johnson, and Hensley is going to be shadowing him the whole game.
Johnson looking to get it in, gets it into Mumpower. They work it over to Freeman. Johnson from 3. Shot is no good. Ferguson rebound.
Ferguson comes the other way, 1-on-3 breakaway. Passes to Pendleton. Pendleton took steps, tried to dunk it, but Pendleton charged with a traveling before the jam.
Gate City very pumped up, but they're just not hitting the shots, not getting the calls nor the shot. It's number 11, Jones, coming across the timeline. Jones looking for some help. Over to Freeman. Freeman inside to Smith. His jumper is good.
And Virginia High gets some scoreboard first. The ball comes up to Hensley. Hensley pulls up for the jump shot. Short. Rebounded by Mumpower of Virginia High.
Mumpower gives to Jones. Jones looking up court. He's going to drive in the lane. Jumper over Shelton is good for Scott Jones.
Pendleton brings the basketball into Hensley. Has both sides of the gym fired up for this game. Hensley to Morris. Morris from 3. Bang!
Gate City in the lead. Within 1:43 to score. Referee net unhung. And Virginia High inbounds it. 2 goals for Virginia High, 1 for Gate City. Score is 4-3. Scott Jones comes across half court, looking for help. At the foul line is double team. Gets it over to Freeman. And on the baseline to Mumpower. Shot is blocked. But a foul going to be called on Pendleton, number 50. 3 quick fouls on Gate City. First foul on Pendleton. It'll send the line, number 51. That is Jason Mumpower. Mumpower has 2 shots. First shot by Mumpower is good. 5-3, Gate City Virginia High in the lead. Mumpower with the second shot coming. Shot is up, and no good. Shelton with the rebound.
Shelton gives off to Ferguson. Ferguson comes the other way for Gate City. Johnson guarding Morris all over the place. Morris working against Lorenzo Johnson. Shaking it and baking. Passes to Hensley, and we have a foul called on Johnson of Virginia High.
Lorenzo's first.
Gate City will have the ball under 4:56 left in the first period. The Devils down by 2. Morris brings it into Ferguson. Ferguson to Morris. Morris from 3. Bang!
Morris has scored all Gate City points, and they lead 6-5. Jones for Virginia High coming up the court. 4:44 left to play in the first half. Jones looking for help. Signals over for Freeman. He's open in the corner. That's it to Smith. His layup good. More for Kenny Smith tonight.
Pendleton brings it into Ferguson. Ferguson working it up court for the Devils. Heads off to Morris. Morris guarded by Johnson. A pick by Ferguson. Shot by Morris short. Rebounded by number 31 of Virginia High.
It is Kenny Smith. Lorenzo Johnson now bringing his team down court. Lobs it over to Johnson. Inside to Freeman. Freeman shot over Shelton is good.
So Virginia High now up by 3. 9-6. Ball up to Hensley. Hensley pulls up for the jump shot off the backboard short. Rebounded by Morris, and Morris is hammered by Johnson.
And business notes break out as the referees widely separate Morris and Johnson. Referees talking it over between the two. Good job by the referees to keep this situation in control. Just an outbreak of tempers. Picked up 2 quick fouls.
It wouldn't been so bad, but he was kicking Morris as Morris was laying on the floor.
Okay, Lucky Dags, number 23, checks in. As you can probably tell, this is a game of high intensity.
Morris will be shooting 2 for Gate City. Morris' shot is up. Ain't good. Morris with his second shot coming up. Score 9-7. Virginia High on front by 2. Morris' second shot is good.
Okay, 1-point lead for Virginia High, 9-8. But Lorenzo Johnson is out. Let's see how Gate City adapts to its defense. They're going to play a 1-2-2. Scott Jones has the ball. Passes to Freeman in the lane. Dishes off.
Pendleton coming the other way. Gives off to Morris. Morris passes for Hensley, thrown away by Jones.
He's got a 2-on-2 break. Jones going to drive all the way over Ferguson. Misses the layup. Morris with the rebound.
Morris works it up to Hensley. Hensley from 3. The shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Ferguson. Ferguson shoots. No good. Ferguson with his own rebound shoots. And he is fouled by Kenny Smith of Virginia High. Number 31 Smith picking up his first personal, and Virginia High called timeout, and Gate City has got fire in their eyes, BJ.
They are down 9-8, but they have outplayed Virginia High so far. Great job by the Blue Devils.
This is almost like the state finals, BJ. Both sides want the victory so bad.
A great deal of intensity here. Johnson already on the bench for Virginia High with 2 fouls. Fisticuffs broke out early. As the referees, nice job to cool things down. They need to be commended for that one. A difficult situation.
We've got some good tournament officials up here also. We've got them stationed at each corner of the gym, and they're responsible for helping them out. And the fans tonight for Gate City is fired up.
You can probably hear we're right in the middle of them. Right in between the 2 bleacher sections. 3:30 left to play in the first quarter. And Gate City down 9-8. Going over the foul situation. Virginia High, Lorenzo Johnson with 2 and Kenny Smith with 1. For Gate City, Ferguson, Pendleton, and Hensley all with 1.
The foul against Lorenzo Johnson was very critical. The young man picking up foul number 2, and he's very vital to their offense.
Okay, at the line for Virginia High, it'll be number 31, Kenny Smith. Or no, excuse me, it'll be Gate City at the line.
As Arthur Ferguson will be shooting 2. Ferguson can tie the score up here if he converts here. The shot by Ferguson is good.
This Gate City team really looks like the Blue Devils of the old we have seen early in the season.
Ferguson with his second attempt can give the Devils a lead by 1 if he converts here. Shot is up and good.
Gate City playing very cool thus far. Into Jones. Scott Jones, the junior point guard, number 11. Comes across the half-court line. He's met by Ferguson. Gets it over to Mumpower. Back to Jones. They look inside to Freeman. He has it stripped away. Gate City has it.
Hensley coming the other way for the Devils. Passes to Ferguson, and they're going to call traveling on Hensley. Good call there.
Hensley knew it. Gate City leading 10-9. Daggs inbounds to number 11, Jones. Lucky Daggs has only been back with Virginia High about a month. Out of action with an early knee injury. Has a big knee brace on his leg. Jones over in the right corner. Back to Jones. Back to Mumpower from 17. Shot won't go. Rebound comes down to Shelton.
Shelton quickly left to Morris. Morris has Hensley on his right. Passes to Pelton. Pelton lost control. Stolen by Jones.
Jones comes up. No one up there for help him. And he will pull it back. Good move by Jones. But he pulls up from 18. No good. But the foul by Ferguson. Second foul on Arthur. And Lorenzo Johnson set to come back in. Good move by Ballard Lee to take him out and pull him off. Here he comes in. And you hear Gate City's reception for him.
And Virginia High side giving Johnson cheers. Gate City crowd letting him know about it.
It will be at the line. Number 11, Scott Jones. Jones with 2 fouls tonight. First free throw is no good. He has another one. Johnson with one more shot. It is up. Again, no good. Ferguson clear.
Ferguson up to Hensley. Hensley 1-on-2. Pulls up for the jump shot. No good. Pelton with the rebound. Pelton fighting, shoots. No good. The tip by Shelton. No good. Rebounded by Ferguson. Ferguson drives baseline. Shoots one-handed. No good. Rebounded by Pelton. Pelton. 3 seconds will be the call. No. Walking on Pelton.
Score still 10-9. 2:26 left to play in the first quarter. They get into Jones. Johnson now back in. Daggs set down. Johnson goes over. Gate City doesn't adjust to him. Over to Johnson. Morris on him. To Mumpower. Has it kicked away. Out of bounds to Virginia High. Good move by Shelton. Good pressure on the inside. Johnson will inbound it from the far side in the corner to Mumpower. Back to Johnson. Looking for help. Over to Jones. Jones outside the 3. Back to Johnson. Morris on him. Freeman in the lane. Over to Jones. Jones looking for help. To Kenny Smith on the left corner. Into Freeman. Turnaround jumper is off the glass and good for Scott Freeman.
Virginia High in the lead by 1 now, 11-10. Hensley for Gate City. Back to Ferguson. As Virginia High waiting to pick him up at the timeline. Ferguson passes to Morris. Morris guarded by Johnson. Morris shaking it and making. Screen from Ferguson. Can't get one off. Finds Shelton. Shelton lost control and picked up by Lorenzo.
He comes down the court, weaving around, and he is going to be called. I believe they whistle Ferguson with the foul. That is number 3 on Arthur Ferguson. Look to see the Terminator off the bench any moment. And here he comes. Tony Bellamy, the Terminator, is in for Arthur Ferguson.
Tony Bellamy is fired up tonight. Young man got fire in his eyes as all the Devils have on the floor.
It will be Johnson inbounding from underneath the goal. That is the 15th foul, and they're going to say this is a 1-and-1. All right, this will be a 1-and-1 free throw shooting situation. There, Virginia High is in the bonus from here on out. Lorenzo Johnson at the line, number 21. He has a 1-and-1. First free throw by Johnson is no good. Rebound is Shelton of Gate City. No, Smith picks it up, but a pushing foul on Jason Mumpower, number 51 of Virginia High. That is the first foul on Mumpower and 14th foul of Virginia High.
KC will have the ball on the far side. Down by 1, 11-10, 1:32 left in the first quarter. This game has been action-packed from start to worth 1:31 in the first quarter. This we've seen all kinds of action. Hensley working against Jones, breaks the time plane, passes to Morris. Morris pulls up for the jump shot. Good!
And that was over an outstretched Lorenzo Johnson. 12-11, the lead back to the Blue Devils. Scott Jones comes across half court, number 11, sets up play number 2. Over to Johnson, being fronted by Morris. To Mumpower, back to Johnson from 3. Shot is no good. Rebound, Hamilton.
Hamilton up to Hensley. Hensley has Morris back with him. Hensley gives to Morris. Morris guarded by Lorenzo. Morris with a pick by Hamilton. Passes over to Hensley. Hensley from 3. The shot is up. Good!
Gate City is being balanced tonight. I am very impressed. They are letting everyone get into the scoring game. 15-11 the score. Under a minute. 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Jones has it. Over in the corner to Mumpower. Shot from 17. No good. Rebound to Gate City. And Kenny Smith from Virginia High, number 31, is whistled for his second foul and over the back call. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Gate City.
And let's see who's going to be shooting the 1+1. It's either Bellamy or Pendleton. And Rusty Pendleton will be at the line shooting the 1+1. The Devils up by 4, 15-11. Pendleton, Eisenmark, shoots. No good. Rebounded by Freeman of Virginia High.
Still a 4-point lead for Gate City. Both teams in the bonus. Jones looks back. 25 seconds. They're going to work the clock for one shot. Jones moving to his right. Gets to Smith. Back to Jones. Clock down to 17. Into Freeman. Back to Jones. Smith has it. Drives. Kicks it back out to Jones. Freeman in the lane. 9 seconds. Back to Johnson. Top of the key. He drives. Shot over Shelton is good for Lorenzo Johnson.
3 seconds left. Morris. 2-1. Morris at the buzzer. The shot was no good. So at the end of 1, Gate City up by 2. 15.
Game. As you hear the fans counting beside us. But it's very even thus far. 15-13. Gate City in the lead. Both teams playing almost flawless basketball. Gate City missing some shots early. That's costing them. But one thing, look at the foul situation. From Virginia High, Lorenzo Johnson and Kenny Smith both with 2. Mumpower's 1. For Gate City,
Ferguson has 3 fouls. PJ, that is the only foul trouble that Gate City has right now. This is going to be interesting, PJ, because the Blue Devils, I have never seen them more fired up than what they are out there tonight.
I think Jay Mason has done an excellent job, along with the crowd, of inspiring his team. And here the Devils retake the floor, and the Bearcats now break the huddle. Ballard Lee giving them a final few instructions. It will be Gate City ball near half court.
If Gate City can get Lorenzo Johnson to commit one more foul, that could be detrimental to this Virginia High club, because that would really put them in trouble. Bellamy breaks it in for Pendleton, knocked out of bounds by number 31, Smith. Gate City will have the basketball as Virginia High has gone to a very tough man-to-man pressure defense. Bellamy set to tree the ball in now for the Devils. Lobs in for Shelton. Shelton gives back to Bellamy. Bellamy will give to Morris. Gate City going to be very patient and get a good shot off here. Morris, double team, gets it across to Hensley. Hensley from 3. The shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Shelton. Shelton drives. And he traveled and looked like he was pushed.
Referee going to get the ball to Johnson. Lorenzo Johnson will inbound from the near side. 15-13. Score. Gate City in the lead. And the Bearcats bringing it down the court. We've just begun the second period of action. This is a championship game for the Highlands District Tournament. Scott Jones with Morris and Bellamy collapsing on him. To Freeman in the corner. They lob it into Mumpower. Shot up is good.
Score knotted at 15 all as the ball comes into Hensley. Hensley will work it across the timeline for the Devils. Picked up by Jones. Hensley passes to Bellamy. Bellamy from 3. The shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Morris. Morris fake shoots. No good. Rebound is loose. Ball still is picked up by Bellamy. Bellamy fake shoots. Good. And a foul on Mumpower. A foul committed by Jason Mumpower. That will be personal foul. Number 2 on Mumpower. And Tony the Terminator will be at the line looking to complete the 3-point play.
He was, as I would say, when he came into the game, he was fired up. And you saw it, we saw it that time, as he just completely pounded the boards.
Bellamy's shot is up. Bang, good.
Virginia High is getting in some deep foul trouble. 18-15, Gate City in the lead. 3 Bearcats with 2 fouls. 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Scott Jones now, lobbing inside. They get it back out to Freeman. Back into Mumpower. Shot blocked by Shelton. It'll be Virginia High ball. Lorenzo Johnson inbounding underneath the goal. Looking for help. Gets it out to Mumpower. Jones, Lorenzo Johnson, bottom of the 3, into Mumpower. Turn around, blocked by Shelton. It's picked up by Mumpower. He loses it out of bounds and throws moves it off of Shelton, so it'll be Virginia High ball.
Shelton is playing tenacious defense in there against the big man.
He has 3 blocks already. Johnson inbounds to Scott Jones. Jones trying to work it to Lorenzo. Thrown away by Shelton on the inside.
Ball comes up to Bellamy. Bellamy gives off to Morris. Morris shoots a running one-hander, no good. Ball loose, run down by Pelton. Pelton gives off to Hensley. Hensley working around to the right side, lobs inside for Shelton. Shelton moves against Mumpower, shoots short, rebounded by Jason Mumpower, and we're going to have a jump ball.
Bellamy and Mumpower on the inside, and the arrow goes to Virginia High.
I don't think the Bearcats have ever seen a physical game like this.
Lucky Dag, number 23, checks in. Now we'll go, let's see, who will it be? Yes, it'll be Mumpower, number 51. Jason Mumpower goes out with 2 fouls, and they lose a lot of height with Dags coming in. Okay, 6:23 left to play before the half. 18-15 the score. Gate City in the lead. Virginia High with the ball. Scott Jones, number 11, comes across the stripe. Looking to his right, finds Johnson on the wing. Back to Jones at the top of the key. Gonna move to the corner now. Looking for help, gets it to Dags. Jumper in the lane, over Shelton, won't go. Hilton with the rebound.
Hilton strong on the boards, gives to Morris. Morris working up court for Gate City. Morris working around to the right side to Bellamy. Bellamy in for Shelton. Shelton moves against Freeman, shoots. Good!
No one is able to stop Shelton on that inside move. 5-point lead for Gate City, 20-15. Jones looking for help, over to Dags. Johnson cutting across the lane, he's got it. Fakes, his shot over Shelton is good. Great shot by Lorenzo Johnson.
Hilton breaks it into Morris. Morris working the other way for Gate City. Guarded by Johnson. Drives to the paint, shoots, and Morris is fouled by Kenny Smith. Personal foul number 3 on Smith.
And we're going to see that bench of Virginia High. Mumpower comes back in. He has 2 fouls, and I guess they don't have one.
Look at Virginia High with PJ. They are winded. They cannot keep this pace up with Gate City.
Looking at Gate City, they are very fired. I see a lot of determination on that court in Blue Devil, white and blue.
Morris shooting 1+1 for Gate City. Morris eyes the mark, shoots. Good. Kevin now with 11 points on the evening. Morris' second attempt coming up. Eyes the mark. Shoots. Good.
5-point lead for Gate City, 22-17. 5:27 left before the end of the second quarter. Both teams are in the bonus situation as Gate City will, Virginia High comes down the court with it. It's Jones. He is immediately double teamed. They come out in the press. They get it to Johnson. Driving, and he's traveled with the ball. He was looking for dunk all the way. It'll be a turnover to Gate City. What a job of coaching as Mason had his group play like they were going to sit back, and they came out and stormed them with a press.
Hensley will bring the ball into Pendleton. Pendleton gives back to Hensley. Hensley will work the ball up court for the Devils. Across the timeline, drives to the middle of the paint. Hensley's layup is no good, and I believe Hensley is going to be fouled by Mumpower.
That is 3 on Jason Mumpower, and more fisticuffs break out in the middle as Morris quickly gets the referee in there to cool things down. Temper, I don't know so much as temper, there's just a lot of emotion out of the court right now.
So, Virginia High getting in serious foul trouble, PJ. And Hensley will be shooting the 2-shot foul.
I can see a little bit of bickering among Virginia High players.
The referee's having to control this game. They are having to work extremely hard. The shot by Hensley is good. Gate City up now by 6. Hensley will have one more coming up with a chance to increase the lead to 7 if he converts here. The shot by Hensley is good.
7-point lead, 24-17, as Lorenzo Johnson brings it down, crosses, and gives to Scott Jones. They're shadowing Johnson again, the 2, and Johnson. They get it inside to Mumpower, and he is fouled over the back by Shelton. Good call, and that is the first foul on Shelton. It'll send to the line, number 51, Jason Mumpower, for a 1-and-1. Mumpower with 3 fouls, Smith with 3 fouls, Johnson with 2. Mumpower, first foul shot is good. Umpire hits the first foul shot. Has one more. It is up and no good. Rebound comes down to Gate City's Bellamy.
Bellamy gives the ball back to Hensley. Gate City up by 6 as Hensley coming the other way for the Devils. Picked up by Jones. Hensley finds Morris. Morris looking inside. He's going to pull up for the three-pointer. No good. Bellamy, Pelton has his hand on the ball, and I believe they're going to call Rusty Pelton over the back.
And the foul. They fouled number 45. That it was Freeman.
Pelton picks up personal number 2.
Freeman will go to the other end to shoot a 1-1. Scott Freeman with 4 points tonight. All 4 of those coming in the first period. Freeman yet to go to the line. Freeman, a transfer this year, has helped Virginia High a lot. Misses the first free throw. It's picked up by Morris of Gate City.
Morris coming the other way for the Devils, up by 6. Kevin picked up by Lorenzo Johnson. Passes for Hensley. Hensley inside for Shelton, the big man. Shelton's turnaround jump shot is good.
They just can't block out Shelton with all those fouls down there. 26-18. Jones over to Daggs. Daggs has his pass knocked away. Bellamy has it. And no foul call. Bellamy thought he was fouled. They get it over to Mempower. Back to Lorenzo Johnson. Inside to Freeman. His jumper is no good. Rebound comes down to Daggs. His shot off the backboard is good.
26-20 the score now. Hensley into Bellamy, back to Hensley. 4 minutes exactly left in the first half of play. Hensley working against Jones. Passes for Bellamy. Bellamy inside to Shelton. Shelton working against Mempower. Shelton's turnaround jump shot is good.
He was double teamed and sank it anyway. 8-point lead now for Gate City. 28-20. 3:44 left to play before the half. Jones pulls up from the foul line and answers for Virginia High.
Kevin Morris coming the other way. Gate City up by 6. 28-22. Morris guarded by Johnson. Drives, fakes, and Morris drug his pivot foot traveling.
Good defense by Lorenzo Johnson this time. Bearcats can cut it even more. Number 11, Scott Jones, sets up this team's offense. Looking for help on the left wing to Daggs. Thought about the 3. Back to Jones. Jones trying to find Lorenzo Johnson. He's still being shadowed by Hensley. Morris, as they get it into Freeman, his jumper over Shelton rolls good.
Lead 4 now as Hensley comes the other way for Gate City. 3:05 remaining in the first half. Hensley guarded by Jones, drives to the paint. His layup is good.
30-24 the lead. Jones up court to Daggs. Daggs shot blocked from behind by Bellamy.
Morris with the basketball, has a trip from him by Daggs.
They get it to Freeman. His shot over Shelton, no good. Shelton, the ball is tipped around, and it comes down to Freeman of Virginia High. His shot off the glass, no good, and a foul. Foul will be on number 50, Rusty Pendleton. Number 3 on him, so 2 Blue Devils with 3, 2 Bearcats with 3. Freeman will go to the line. That's 6 points tonight. First free throw by Freeman, no good. As Brian McDavid comes in off the bench, giving Pendleton a breather. McDavid, a very capable reserve. And Pendleton gets a hand from the fans. Freeman, second shot is no good. Shelton collects the rebound.
Shelton gives to Bellamy. Bellamy waits for Morris, hands off to Kevin. 2:35 remaining first half. The Devils holding on to a 6-point lead. Morris works over to Hensley. Hensley lobbing inside, has a strip from him by Jones.
Jones gets up towards Lorenzo Johnson. He can't pick it up. His layup is good. He finally does.
The Devils up by 4 now. Bellamy will bring the basketball in for the Gate City. Brings it into McDavid. McDavid passes back to Hensley. Gate City taking their time working it up court. And Hensley having trouble. Gets it across to McDavid. McDavid picked up by Johnson. Morris from 3. No good. Rebound is saved in by Bellamy. Hits the back of the backboard. Outbounds to Virginia High.
And the Bearcat fans answer by chanting airball. Man, is it emotional here. A lot of energy in the entire gym. 1:50 left before the half. 4-point lead for Gate City, 30-26. Jones signals the play. Gets it to Daggs on the left wing. Back to Jones. Daggs has it again. Back and forth they go. Over to Daggs. I think they're going to work it down, work for a good shot. They get it to Jones. Looking inside, finds no one. Daggs has it. Back to Jones. Oh, he's going to pop the 17-footer. No good. Shelton with the rebound.
Shelton throws the basketball, recovered by McDavid. McDavid will work the ball up court himself. He will be picked up by Daggs. Hands off to Hensley. Hensley working his way through the Virginia High player. Shoots. No good. Rebounded by Bellman. Bellman shoots it. Good.
6-point lead, 32-26. 1 minute left to play. Both teams in the bonus. During the second period, Jones looks to Ballard Lee on the bench. He's going to set things up. 55 seconds. Over to Daggs. Looking inside. Back to Jones. To Johnson at the foul line. Back to Jones. I think they're working for one shot. Jones has it. Moves to the left wing. He and Daggs switch places. Jones has it knocked away. Johnson picks it up. Pops from 14. It's good.
32-28 with 32 seconds remaining here in the half as Morris will work the ball up court for Gate City. Morris guarded by Johnson. Passes over to Hensley. Hensley drives to the baseline. Fakes. Shoots. In and out. Rebounded by Mumpower.
And Mumpower is took off a traveling violation.
18 seconds on the clock. Gate City will have the ball back. Up by 4. 32-28. Hensley will bring the ball in.
Lobs it in, it's off the backboard. It's tipped away. Virginia High has it. Look for Lorenzo Johnson. Here he goes for the dunk. And he gets it.
The Devils up by 2 with 10 seconds left. Basketball comes into Morris. 6 seconds left. Morris. And it's stripped from him. 2, 1. And at the buzzer, KC goes in. 32-30. And PJ, what a game this has been. Fine work on the camera. We couldn't do it without these fine people. We want to thank Bobby Wallington. Thank Bobby Wallington for his technical advice and leadership. And we also want to take time to thank Gary Wallen for helping us out this year in the crunch. And also we want to thank Mr. Jerry Parsons, who without him, none of this would have been possible.
Also would like to thank Mr. Ivan Sanders here, continuing for a great job as he has guided us through Blue Devil sports all year. Thank you very much, Ivan.
I've enjoyed it very much, PJ, and we're just about set for more basketball here at Abingdon as both squads and getting last-minute instructions and the fans returning to their seats. Coach Dave Mason, Coach Sandy Black will give you last-minute instructions, as well as Coach Ballard Lee of Virginia High. And we're just about set for the final 16 minutes of basketball from Abingdon High School. Again, we want to thank the fine folks up here at Abingdon for putting on a superb tournament. They've done a marvelous job here. We appreciate their work.
Okay, Gate City now on the floor. Virginia High still in the huddle. They break out. Once again, I have to say, I think the key thing, the fouls. Smith and Mumpower for Virginia High, 3. Johnson, 2.
JC has the ball to start the second half, up by 2, 32-30. Ferguson back into the contest now, along with Pendleton, as Virginia High putting on some pressure. The basketball comes into Pendleton. Pendleton hands back to Hensley, and we're underway here in the second half. Hensley working it up court for the Devils against Jones of Virginia High. Passes to Ferguson. Ferguson into Shelton. Shelton in the paint, shoots. No good. Rebound is loose, and it comes out to Shelton of Gate City. Shelton to Morris in the paint. Morris drives, shoots. Good, and a foul on Lorenzo Johnson.
That is 3 on Johnson.
And Morris will be at the line looking to convert the three-point play and give the Devils a 5-point lead. Kevin Morris, 14 points tonight, looking for number 15. Morris. Eisenmark shoots. It's in and out, rebounded by Smith.
Smith gets to Scott Jones, who quickly works it up the court. 34-30 the score. We've just started the third quarter of play. Jones passes over to his left to Johnson. Inside to Freeman. Shot over Shelton is short. Rebound Ferguson.
Ferguson comes the other way. A 3-on-3 breakaway. Gives to Hensley. Hensley takes it up and in.
What a move by Jason Hensley. He throws Johnson, not wanting to get that fourth foul. 6-point lead for the Blue Devils. They are beginning to break away a little. Scott Jones over to Johnson. Back to Jones. He's at the 3-point line. In the corner to Smith. Back to Jones. Into Freeman. Freeman back to Smith in the corner. They work it into Freeman. Stripped away. Morris has it.
Morris against Johnson. Morris takes it up and in.
Johnson again didn't want to risk that fourth foul. 8-point lead for Gate City. They have come out and exploded. Jones from 11. No good. Rebound tip. Freeman has it. No good. Pendleton.
Pendleton hands off to Morris. Gate City looking to take a 10-point lead here. Morris working it up court. Passes to Hensley. Hensley lobs for Shelton. Shelton into paint, drives, shoots, no good. The ball is loose, out of bounds to the Gate City. As Gate City has took control of the boards here early in the second half. Morris will bring the basketball in for the Devils. Breaks it into Hensley. Hensley out to Ferguson. Ferguson to Morris. Morris from 3. No good. Rebounded by Smith.
Smith out to Lorenzo Johnson. 1-on-3 break. Good move by Johnson to hold it up. Gives to Jones, back to Johnson. He's deadly from 3. Have to watch him. Freeman to Mumpower to Jones. Back to Johnson on the left wing from 3. Shot is good for Lorenzo Johnson from 3-point land.
You've got to stay up on Lorenzo. Can't give him that shot. Devils up by 5, 38-33. Ferguson across the timeline. Needs some help. Lobs in for Shelton. Shelton against Mumpower, trying to get another foul on the young man. Shoots. No good. The ball's loose. Picked up by Pelton. Pelton saves it, but recovered by Freeman.
Freeman, 1-on-3 break. He takes it all the way and lays it in.
3-point lead now for Gate City as the fans calling for a walk on Freeman. Morris working it up court for Gate City. Morris working against Johnson. Shoots. Short. Rebounded. Comes down to Shelton. Shelton goes back up. In and out. Rebounded by Freeman.
Things are getting heated. 3-point lead for Gate City. 38-35. Scott Jones across the half-court line. Has Johnson on his left. Over to Johnson. From 3. Shot is good. And the foul. Jim Johnson, 3 on the shot. And the foul on Hensley. Second on Hensley. Johnson can get a 4-point play out of this. And that would put Virginia High in the lead. Oh my, what a turn of events. Lorenzo shoots. It is good.
Virginia High with a 1-point lead. They were down by 8, up by 1, 39-38. Morris bringing up court for Gate City. Morris thought about the 3, gives to Hensley. Hensley inside for Shelton. Shelton gets Mumpower, drives, shoots. No good, and that's going to be goaltending. Goaltending on Johnson. So credit Shelton with the bucket.
Lorenzo a little fired up, a little too much. 1-point lead for Gate City, 40-39. 5-minute mark left to play in this game. Jones still chatting with the referee as he comes across. Sets up play number 3. Gate City now 1-3-1 defense. They lob it into Mumpower. He's open. Misses the layup. Rebound, and it comes down to Pendleton.
Pendleton gives to Kevin Morris. Morris working in for the Devils. Looking for an opening. Working around to the left side. Drives, shoots a one-handed jump shot. Good!
I don't know where Morris got that one out of the bag somewhere. 42-39. Gate City lead. And Virginia High coming up now, trying to find Johnson. They get him on the left wing. Double team now. Into Freeman. Freeman has it stripped away. And Pendleton has it in the lane.
Pendleton comes the other way. Gives to Kevin Morris. Morris against Johnson. Drives. Shoots. No good. Rebounded by Johnson.
Johnson coming down the court quickly. 4-on-2 break. Break broken up. Freeman picks up the loose ball. His shot over Shelton is good. And the foul. Freeman, as Shelton picks up his second foul, Freeman will go to the line to complete the 3-point play. And that could tie it up at 42. Freeman, number 45, sets up. Shot is good. And we're knotted at 42.
Gate City with a basketball. 4:02 remaining third quarter of action. Ferguson working it up court for Gate City. Picked up by Freeman. Drives to the paint. Pulls up for the jump shot. Good for Arthur Ferguson.
Smooth as snow. Chris Ferguson contributes. 44-42. Johnson over to Jones at the top of the key. Jones setting things up. They're looking for and find Smith in the right corner. Back to Jones in the right wing. Smith back to Jones. Jones going to drive the lane. Shot is good.
Ferguson. Hamilton brings it into Hensley. Hensley comes the other way. Passes it up to Ferguson. Ferguson for Shelton. Shelton comes down with it. Shoots. Good for Chris Shelton.
Power hit the board trying to get the foul, but no whistle. Jones across the stripe. Looking for help in the inside. Passes back to Lorenzo Johnson. He's hit 2 3-pointers already. Johnson again for 3. Shot is no good. Rebounds Mumpower. His shot good.
Hamilton talking to the official about something as we have time called. I don't know what the problem is, but the official down there on the court
appears to be something on the floor. Not quite sure what.
One of the ball boys from Virginia High onto the court trying to take care of it.
I think it's gum thrown on the floor or something.
I think you're right because Rusty Pelton has it on his shoe.
And that's why Rusty complained.
So this may break Virginia High's momentum here, this little timeout.
46-46, we're tied. 2:57 left to play in the third period.
Hensley will bring the ball in for Gate City. Virginia High looking to put some pressure on. Hensley brings it into Morris. 2:55 remaining in the third quarter. Morris over to Hensley. Hensley breaks the time lane. Passes to Morris. Morris tries the baseline. Shoots the one-hand jump shot. Good.
And again, Gate City vaults in the lead. 48-46. They get it to Jones. Works up court. No pressure on him. Gate City again to 1-3-1. Morris comes out. Smith opens from 18. He's going to step up from 15. He can't hit it. Pendleton collects it.
Pendleton gives off to Ferguson. Ferguson with a 3-on-2 breakaway. Passes to Hensley. Hensley fakes. Shoots. Good.
4-point lead for Gate City. 50-46. Lorenzo Johnson. No. That's Lucky Daggs. And he loses it out of bounds to Gate City. And Freeman, number 45, checks back in. Daggs sits down.
Gate City has built their lead to 4. 50-46. Hensley brings the basketball into Ferguson. Ferguson working up court. Across the timeline. Calling out the offense. Passes to Hensley. Hensley into Shelton. Shelton tries to muscle in. Dumps off to Morris. Morris pulls up for the 16-footer. No good. Rebounded by Freeman.
Mighty rebound by Freeman. Jones nearly has it stolen by Morris. He brings it up the court. His team down by 4. 1:55 left to play in the third quarter. Smith is open again. Freeman shot over Shelton. No good, but a foul. Whistle on Chris. His third. And Freeman will go to the line to shoot 2.
JC has 3 players with 3 fouls. Ferguson, Shelton, and Pendleton.
1:51 left to play in the third quarter. Freeman for 2. First shot is good. Freeman with 12 in the night, looking for number 13. His second one is also good.
Devils up by 2. 1:51 remaining in the third. Ferguson brings it in to Hensley. Hensley will bring the ball to for Gate City as the Devils looking to slow down their offense. Want to get a good shot off here. Hensley working around to the right side to Morris. Morris, guarded by Johnson, drives to the paint, and he is fouled. No bucket, but he draws the foul from number 10, Jones of Virginia High.
First foul on Scott Jones.
JC's ball on the side, nearest to us.
Second team foul on Virginia High.
Ferguson will bring the ball in. Brings it in to Hensley. Hensley working against Jones. Passes for Morris. Morris passes for Shelton. Shelton gets Mumpower, shoots. And he is fouled. Maybe let's see if they're going to get Mumpower. They will. That would be 4 personals on Jason Mumpower.
And if they bring Lucky Daggs in, I think Shelton is going to have a field day.
They've changed that. They've changed that to Freeman. So that'd be personal foul number Freeman. 1 on Freeman. Shelton shooting 2 here for the Blue Devils. Shelton. Eyes the mark. Shoots. Good. Shelton now with 11 points on the night. Good game for Shelton. Shelton with his second attempt coming up. Eisenmark shoots. Good. 1:29 left in the third quarter. 52-48. Score. Gate City in the lead. Scott Jones, the point guard, as he has been all night, comes up. Now it's a 2-1-2, it appears. As Mumpower in the corner. Back to Jones in the wing. Left wing. Back to Mumpower in the left corner. Back to Jones. Inside to Freeman. Jones thought about the shot. Back into Freeman. Over Shelton. It is good. Milton breaks it into Hensley. Hensley works around Jones, around Smith. Slowing it up. The Devils up by 2, 52-50. Morris pulls up from the foul line. The shot is short. Rebounded by Ferguson. Ferguson goes back up, blocked. And a foul called on Kenny Smith. Personal foul number 4 on Smith. Ferguson will be shooting 2 now, PJ.
I have to wonder, will Daggs come in really quick? Yes, he will. Number 23, Lucky Daggs. Lucky Daggs in, and Kenny Smith sits down.
Ferguson will be at the line, shooting 2. First shot by Ferguson is good. Arthur now has increased the lead to 3 for Gate City, 53-50. One more shot coming up. The shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Mumpower.
Virginia High trying to bring it up quickly. Jones over to Johnson. Back to Jones. He's open from the foul line. His shot is no good. Pendleton gets the rebound.
Morris with the basketball for Gate City. Passes to Hensley. Hensley takes it up. Swatted away by Jones. Run down by Shelton. Shelton gives to Ferguson. Ferguson inside for Hensley. Hensley fakes. Shoots. No good. Rebounded by Johnson.
He's going to bring it up for it himself. Johnson trying to break past Morris. Finally has to hold it up. Over to Jones from 14. Shot is no good. Rebound comes down to Ferguson.
Ferguson up to Morris. Morris has Pendleton. Finds him. Pendleton. And Pendleton could not control the basketball, traveling to the call.
13 seconds left. 3-point lead for Gate City. 53-50. We told you it'd be close, and it is. Gate City in the bonus. Virginia High not quite there. Jones has it. He'll set his team up. 10 seconds. Clock winding down to 8, and Virginia High calls a timeout by Ballard Lee for one final play.
That could be a very crucial timeout, PJ, in the latter stages of this ballgame.
I have to wonder if maybe they're not setting up an alley-oop to Lorenzo Johnson or something centered around him.
Probably setting up a 3-point shot to try to tie this game up before they go to the fourth quarter.
But it's been just as we said, jam-packed all the way. And if you came here and paid money, good money to come in here, you have been treated. 2 great games versus the JV and now the varsity. 53-50 to score. 7 seconds left.
Kevin Morris here toward the end of the third quarter has 20 points. Jason Hensley with 11. And Chris Shelton with 12, leading the way for Gate City.
For Virginia High, of course, the big scorer, Lorenzo Johnson. He has 17. And for the Bearcats, also Scott Freeman pouring in 15. Okay, it'll be Bearcat ball right just inside the half-court stripe on the front court. Horn sounds as the players finally get set. Johnson will be inbounding. Okay, the team stacked. They get into Mumpower, looking for help. Mumpower back to Johnson. 4 seconds left. 3. Over to Jones from 3-point land. His shot no good, and that's the end of the third quarter.
So at the end of 3, Gate City goes to the bench with a 50. It's going to come down like it did at Bristol. It's going to be the last shot of the game. It looks like right at this point.
Okay. Again, I can't harp enough.